Tipping Point lucky stars in a few minutes. The latest ITV news where you are now.
Good evening. A medical expert used in the case of the child serial killer from Hereford says the hospital executives who failed to act on their concerns about her should be investigated for corporate manslaughter. Lucy Letby was convicted for the murder of 7 babies and the attempted murder of 6 more. Dr. Dewi Evans says he will write to police to ask them to investigate bosses at the Countess of Chester Hospital for not acting on fears that the nurse was on a killing spree.
They were far too arrogant in ignoring the concerns of very experienced consultant paediatricians. It is absolutely appalling, and this must be the worst criminal case in the history of the NHS over the past 75 years.
In a statement, the Countess of Chester Hospital NHS Foundation Trust said it welcomes the announcement of an independent inquiry by the Department of Health and Social Care and that the Trust will be supporting the ongoing investigation by Cheshire Police. Police are investigating after a man was found with stab wounds at a park in Coventry. It happened at Gosford Green Park in the early hours of this morning. The man was taken to hospital where he remains in a serious condition. Officers are now appealing for information. And it was a sad news for the Lionesses this afternoon after they were beaten by Spain in the Women's World Cup final. Fans flooded into pubs across the region to cheer them on, but they lost the match 1-0. Aston Villa's Maz Pacheco was gutted by the loss, but said England getting to the final was great for the legacy of women's football.
It's massive. I think the fact that it's on national television, the girls are getting the acknowledgement that they deserve. That's all that matters, and paving the way for the younger generation like these lot. It's just been unreal, and the fact that the girls made it all the way to the final, they've done us all proud.
Sticking with sport, let's see how our teams got on this weekend.
Zero Accounting Software sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
Aston Villa have won 8 home matches in a row for the first time in the Premier League. They eased past Everton 4-0 this afternoon, and yesterday there were wins for Birmingham, Stoke, Leicester and Port Vale. Dan Salisbury-Jones has the action.
It had been a long old week for Aston Villa, desperate to make amends for their 5-1 thrashing at Newcastle. Today, Everton were on the receiving end of a Villa Park backlash. Captain John McGinn got them on their way before Douglas Luiz made it 2. Leon Bailey put the game beyond doubt, and there was still time for Jean Duran to score his first goal for the club. That celebration was in complete contrast to Wolves, who were torn apart by Brighton. They lost 4-1, and to make matters worse, Mateus Nunes got a pointless sending off in added time. In the Championship, Birmingham City continued their unbeaten start to the season with a 2-0 win at Bristol City. Summer signing Koji Miyoshi scored the pick of their goals. He looks like a good find, as does Andre Vidigal at Stoke. He is the joint leading scorer in the league. His latest was possibly his best yet, and definitely enough to beat Watford. Elsewhere, West Brom and Coventry drew, and Leicester grabbed a 92nd minute winner against Cardiff through new signing Cesare Cazadai. And in Leagues 1 and 2, Port Vale were the only one of our sides to win. They got an 87th minute winner through Funzo Ojo in front of the away end at Charlton.
Now let's see what the weather has in store. Here's James Wright.
ITV Central Weather is sponsored by Octopus Electric Vehicles. Car, charger and energy.
Hey there, good evening. Not looking too bad over the next few days. That said, slightly changeable because we've got that low to the northwest, we've got high down to the south of us. We're kind of in the middle, so we pick up little bits and bobs of damp weather, not wall-to-wall sunshine either. And then as we head through the second half of the week, it looks as though things turning a little more changeable. But back to this evening, as the sun goes down, some good clear spells out there. The wind dropping out a touch, so we might see one or two mist patches, particularly further south, developing by the end of the night. Quite a mild night in towns and cities, 12, 13 Celsius the low, a little less humid, so comfortable for sleeping, and rural spots could get into single figures. Tomorrow then, fine and bright start to the day for most places. I think we'll see the usual pattern now of seeing fair weather cloud bubbling up. Risk of seeing one or two little showers just drifting through, but pretty low chance, most of us staying dry. And temperatures, not too bad for the time of year at all. A nice warm day, out of the breeze, highs of 22 or 23 Celsius. As far as Tuesday goes, sort of similar picture. I think we might pick up a bit of extra cloud because we've got this occlusion here that's going to just bring the risk, an increased risk of one or two light showers. But temperatures again, much the same, topping out at around 23 Celsius. Wednesday, again, a bit more cloud around, and this is because we've got the extension of this little front here. So we could see some light patchy rain pushing across us through the latter part of the day. It'll just knock a degree off in temperatures. And as for Thursday, that's when things become a little bit more problematic, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, but it could be wet.
ITV Central Weather is sponsored by Octopus Electric Vehicles.
That's all from us. We're back tomorrow morning, but in the meantime, more videos and stories on our website, itv.com/central. For now, though, have a very good evening. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Love Sanditon, so do we.
Forgive me for calling